Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a ranting video because, okay, so I've been going through a lot of comment sections because YouTube, you need to figure this out. I do not, and I repeat, do not want to see fucking videos on people who are telling me I'm not a woman. Okay, that's disrespectful. I don't give a fuck what you people think. What I am or what I am not. You see these tits? These are real. They're mine. Do you see this face? Underneath the makeup, I still look good. Do I have a vagina? Born with. Yes. Called intersex. Look it up. I'm a motherfucking hermaphrodite. That I was born with. So tell me I'm not a motherfucking woman just because of something that was born, what else I was born with. It's none of your motherfucking concern. So fuck y'all. You understand that if it was role reversal and straight people were the norm, you would be getting the same shit. So shut the fuck up and sit your asses down. No one gives a fuck of what you think. Because at the end of the day, you don't know who you're hitting on. You could be hitting on a trans woman and have no fucking clue. Because there's women that are born female, that are cis females, that look the same motherfucking way. And there are cis males that look the same way that trans males look when they transition. So shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck what you guys think. You guys sit here and talk shit about us and about who we aren't and who we are when you don't know shit. And try to tell us we're mentally insane just because we were born a different way. We've been around here just as long as you have. So don't talk shit to us. Don't bring that Bible bullshit here either. Keep that shit to yourself. No one gives a fuck. Just like you ain't ever allowed to bring the Bible into fucking school, don't bring that shit on the internet. Because you're sitting here bringing out conspiracy theories and all this other shit and demeaning other people. You're saying Nicki Minaj is part of the Illuminati just because she decided to do something artful. You try to say Beyonce is because she did a video way back in the day of her burning up in a car and coming out as somebody else. No. There is no conspiracy. There is nothing wrong with anybody, but you guys want to spend so much time looking for shit. Like, seriously, if you want to live by the motherfucking Bible, live by the motherfucking Bible, but at the end of the day, it's supposed to be treat your neighbor like you would want them to treat you. So at the end of the day, treat them like you want to be treated. Don't talk this shit about what you think is right, what you think isn't normal, or blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean shit to you. It doesn't mean shit and it won't ever mean shit. You keep talking this stuff and you're having us getting killed. You're beating us up, shooting us, stabbing us, killing us in alleys, hitting us up on Grindr and dating apps and girls that work on Craigslist. And there's all types of different ways that you guys are literally looking for us, hunting us down, flirting with us, all that bullshit. Just end our lives. And then you have the nerve to go on the internet, blast up our motherfucking pages, our Facebook pages, our Instagrams, our motherfucking YouTube channel comments, and just tell us what we are, what we aren't. And then you tell us all these, go kill yourself, you don't deserve to be alive. You tell us all this shit, and you wonder why there's so many people committing suicide. And it's not just trans people. There are gay people that are killing themselves. There are straight people that are killing themselves. There are so many people that are getting killed just for differences. You need to keep that shit to yourself. There's no reason for anybody to deal with hate. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, lesbian, bisexual, atheist. It shouldn't fucking matter if they don't agree with your standards. It shouldn't fucking matter. You should be able to live your life and mind your own fucking business. If you don't agree with something, keep it to yourself. You don't need to, God, I hate my lisp. You don't have to announce it to everybody. I'm tired of hearing people talking about they have preferences. No, bitch, you have a genital preference. There are trans women that have vaginas. There are trans men that have penises. You guys have this genital preference talking about you particularly care for this and you care for that and you think we're forcing you into it. No, we're not. We're just pointing out a fact. We are trans people just because we are trans female, trans male. We still are male or female. There you go. There is none of that bullshit. I am a motherfucking hermaphrodite. I don't fit in the regular sense of norms. So I still get to the point where I can pick which gender I want to be. Whichever one is more dominant, whichever one is more prominent to my character. So don't come and tell me who the fuck I am and what I'm supposed to do with my life. And you're going to talk to people and disgrace them on their motherfucking talk show about them want to be feminists and support trans people, and you want to say that we're men and we're still women just because that's how you see it. At the end of the day, your shit don't matter. We're still going to live our lives. We're still going to, unless you sit here and go around shooting and killing every trans person there is, which is the stupidest. And if you want to be really logical about it, you're going to hell. You're going to hell at the end of the day because we treat everybody with respect. We love everybody. We do our best to love everybody. But the fact that you guys spend so much time trying to make us feel like shit and want to kill ourselves is on you. And at the end of the day, you will go to hell if you want to be living by the Bible. So keep it to yourself. Don't come here and try this bullshit about who we are and just because of what we were biologically brought as. Because if you remember, there are non-binary people in the Bible. Jesus went and looked for them. So there are non-binary. There are people that were born without genitalia. There were people born without a sex. There was people born that were trans. It has nothing to do with we are mentally insane. We were born that way. We actually literally came out of the womb and literally saw what we saw, and literally it was backwards. So don't tell me what I think and what I believe is wrong, because I'm not going to tell you that fucking pussy and only wanting pussy is wrong. I'm not going to tell you that wanting a cis woman to date, to marry is wrong. To tell you that having kids is wrong. I'm not going to sit here and go around to every alley beating the shit out of straight people just talking about you ain't right. You're not part of the LGBT community. You're not right. So don't come into Boys Town in Chicago threatening and hurting and killing people just because you don't agree with us. We aren't asking you to become gay. We're not asking you to become trans. It is not how that works. You are either trans or you're not. It doesn't work that way. It's not a fucking choice. So the fact that you guys think it's an illness is the fact that people aren't ready to believe these things. They don't know these things, regardless of what science shows you. And I believe in science. You guys are so busy thinking about what's going on in the Bible that you don't realize that there is other shit going on. You can look outside the fucking norms. Look out of your norms and realize, oh, hypocrisy. No, it doesn't work that way. Seriously. Science does more with scientific facts than the Bible does. If you can prove one thing that happened in the Bible, and shit, you want to find me the damn stone with 10 commandments in a fucking museum, bitch. Find me that. You want to talk about something? Talk about that. Where is it? Have you seen it? No, that's belief. Just like people believe in science. So you have to shut the fuck up. It's all belief. Everything in the world is in belief. So you can't talk shit about anything because you don't know shit. You didn't live long enough to be back then to know whether or not that shit is real. At the end of the day, it's a book that was written again and again and again and again and again and again. Remastered a million times by several people, so you have no fucking clue what the Bible actually stands for other than love your neighbor and be fucking respectful. End of the day. Bottom line. Now, with the whole fact that there's the LGBT community biting their own heads at people in their fellow community is ridiculous. You can't sit here and come in here and just shit on everybody else that's in your community. You're supposed to be brothers and sisters and brethren. That's how that's supposed to work. We had Milk walking with trans people and gay people and drag queens down fucking blocks and shit just to get us rights. And then you're going to sit here and use those rights to diminish other people in your own community is wrong. Just like African American people treating other African American people is wrong. You don't treat other people like shit. It doesn't work that way. White people shouldn't treat each other like shit. Black people shouldn't treat each other like shit. Native Americans shouldn't. Everybody shouldn't treat anybody like shit. Everybody should be literally equal. I don't give a fuck what you have to say in that matter, because at the end of the day, everybody deserves right. We're all human at the end of the day. So, unless somebody came from Mars or came from Krypton, even at that point, you should be allowed because, bitch, you're here. So you deserve rights. So, you got Trump sitting in there wanting to build a motherfucking wall and keep people out. At the end of the day, they're going to still get here. So, oh well, you need to stop thinking about yourselves and think about other people. I spent my entire life thinking about other people. I spent most of my time as a child making sure my grandma had food, to make sure my grandma could pass inspections, just to make sure my mom can pass inspections. I cleaned. I did whatever I had to, regardless of how bad she treated me. I know what I did, and I did the best I could as a child. So, growing off of that, I have the self-respect of who I am. And I know who I am at the end of the day. And so does everybody else, because they already knew where this was heading when they finally got the rest of the pieces. They heard everything that was going on in my life from my mom's perspective. When they finally got to hear the truth from my side, they actually understood, and they could understand why me and my mom do not talk. So there are people that are having children that come out gay, trans, bisexual, and treating them like shit. If you can't have the decency to love your child no matter what, you don't deserve children. Pure and simple. Because at the end of the day, for all you know, they'll hide it from you for years and end up killing themselves because of the fact that they were miserable their entire lives. Living a facade that had nothing to do with what they truly were and who they truly wanted to be. And that's sad. People shouldn't have to hide the fact that they do an art form called drag. No one should have to be afraid to play a flute or play a particular instrument because it's feminine. They shouldn't have to be afraid to go for the cheerleading squad just because it's feminine. They shouldn't have to fear the fact that there are things in the world that are feminine, and some of the time people like those things regardless of them being straight or gay or lesbian or anything. Sometimes they just like that particular thing. They can still be who they are, and it has nothing to do with your parenting. It has nothing to do with who you are, and it has nothing to do with society's norms. It has nothing to do with that. What happens at the end of the day is everyone's happy. You should be happy too. I had to rant for a minute because YouTube had the nerve to recommend me this video of people just discussing feminists about trans people and saying, no, this is about men, or this is about this. It has no right to be about this. And no, because when you are talking about the safety of men, and I'm not talking like men as in trans men aren't men, or somebody is not a man, not because they're gay, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is men as in it's a plural sense as they just need protection. No, women need protection as well, because they do get roofied at parties in college, in high school, and shit like that, and end up getting raped and having kids and not knowing who the father was. There are those moments. And the only way they know how to find out who the father is after the baby's born or during the process of where they can draw the blood out. So you can't disgrace people and say that you're not a woman because you don't have ovaries. You are not a woman because you don't have a vagina. Because at the end of the day, they will have one. And if you want to be clinical about it, there are men that are very high amount of men watch transgender porn, which isn't even transgender porn. It's female porn. It is female, like people that went through the transition enough to just have breasts. and have their body sculpted to look more feminine and then keep their dick. That's not transgender. That's just female porn. And the fact that you guys have the nerve to say that you don't agree with our norms, yet you're mostly populating the porn site of transgender porn, is on you. And don't try to backfire it and try to beat up trans people because you're attracted to them. That's not our fault. We're not going around flirting with you and trying to get your attention. Half the time we're just hanging out with our friends and trying to have a life. And half the time we already have people that love us and are already been dating for a long period of time. Because we date people that are open enough to want to be with us long time. We don't want to date people that are sitting there and just want us because we're transgender, because they want to have the best of both worlds. That's not who we are. We're not here to give you twice the amount of pleasure. We're here to be loved just like anybody else. We're here to be respected just like everyone else. The way this world is turning out is backwards. It was easier for trans people. It was easy for people in general in the 90s, mostly because of the fact that it wasn't in the media. YouTube wasn't a big thing back then, and the little bit of people that did show up that were popular due to YouTube, like Chris Crocker, Jeffree Star. There was another one that I can't remember right now. Gay God, I don't remember his name now. But it's just the fact that these people were the biggest influences of the LGBT movement in the early 2000s, mostly because of the fact that they were getting very popular due to the YouTube starting to make money off of these people and making them into stars, where Chris Crocker was very into Britney Spears and doing a lot of dedications to her and getting a lot of publicity by doing the things she did, which is funny in its own sense and very theatrical and artistic the way he was doing things. But the fact that you guys sit here and mock us, we work hard to be who we are. We are strong because we literally stand above all this hate that we're constantly given. As trans people, we are down here because so many people are pushing us down, and not just straight people, not just the political standpoints, it's the LGBT on top of it. So you have all of this weighing us down, and we have to fight and fight and fight and fight to get to where we stand. So you can't sit here and tell me I'm not a woman because I have certain genitalia. Bitch, I have a vagina too. And I work hard to be who I am, and I don't care what anybody else says. I am tired of dealing with people like my ex-god sister who sat there and said she was on my side, yet she wanted to make a live fucking feed on Facebook and tell me I'm not a woman and tell me I will forever be a man, and then I'm not intersex, even though the doctors constantly tell me that and tell me that you do have periods, you do have ovaries, you can get pregnant, but we don't know how long you'll be able to. So the fact that I may be able to have kids, but I may be not, because of the fact that they don't know how long I will be able to if I don't completely transition soon enough. And I don't have the money to. So the more than likely I will have to adopt because I can't have genetic kids with the man I love. And you guys have the nerve to tell me who I'm not. Because at the end of the day, I love who I am and he loves me. And my second BF loves me. And that's what I care about. And I'm tired of hearing, I'm just tired of hearing people tell me who I am and who I'm not. I work too hard to be who I am. I work too hard to get to where I am. I was homeless for 10 years just because my mom didn't like having me around. I spent the majority of my time moving from school to school just because my mom told me that what I was attracted to at a young age was wrong. since day one. So I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know what was right. And so growing up, touching people my own age was what I thought was right, because having them actually date me and want to be with me is what I thought was wrong because of how my mom started programming me. And eventually I got kicked out of one of my schools and put under a 10-year sex offender registration. As a kid, I was literally, think 20, I think I was 15 when that happened. So after that, I was going from school to school because people that I was actually learning to start dating kept telling me, we kept getting caught making out or something, and then they would say I did it. I forced it, even though I was too fucking shy to even ask a guy out, to even try to hold hands with anybody, to ever feel normal. And ended up going to a boarding school where I was too afraid to even be myself, that I was told that I couldn't eat ice cream with a spoon because it looked like I was suggestively telling somebody I wanted to do something to them, knowing straight away that I was a virgin still. And then people telling me that even though I had no facial hair, that my body looked feminine, they kept telling me that stay away from him. He's going to turn you gay. Yet I'm always the one that was getting straight A's and reading books and keeping to myself. I ended up finding one guy that wanted to be with me. All that went through all my defenses for 4 years. And I fell in love for the first time. I had the first person that wanted to hold my hand and push me on a swing and treat me like I was normal. And still had a mom that didn't want me. I ended up making friends with my neighbor that decided to be my godmom because of the fact that my mom wanted me to die. She didn't want me around. Even though I'm really close to my brother, even though I'm close to him, I can't even see him. And I'm pretty much shipped out here in Chicago. Mostly because I was homeless for 10 years. And it was the only place I could go. And I'm away from my friends. And anyone I can hang out with because they don't want to come out here to the city. And my grandma's getting sick. And it's difficult for me to get out there. I barely can pay my phone bill. I go through a lot. And just hearing what people have to say about me on top of it, it just breaks my heart. Now, I try to be as strong as I can be, but after a while, it just starts to sink in. And then when I hit 24, I fell in love with a guy that was kind of my last hope, because I was literally ready to just end it. Because at 21, I committed suicide. I took all my sleeping pills and went into a coma because my mom and I got in a big fight, and she told me that I was no good. No one would ever love me. No one would ever want me. I was just a disgusting waste of space. And I might as well go kill myself. So I took all my pills and downed them. Just to find out, I woke up from a coma 2 weeks later and find out that none of my friends or anybody knew where I was. That my grandma was praying beside me to hope that I was going to live. They were waiting for me to die. And my mom was at home watching movies with my little brother like I never existed. And that is my entire life since he was born. And he was born when I was 7. So, and I'm the one who asked for a brother. And I spent my entire life being ridiculed and demeaned and having things bought for him and only clothes that I wouldn't even want to wear bought for me. And being thrown in corners and told me trash sleeps in the corner. And I was also told that so many times I was programmed that no one was going to love me. So when someone did, I tried my best to push them away. He kept trying and kept staying and proving me wrong. We ended up getting an apartment after my mom threw me out because I literally went to I guess it was the campus landlord or whatever at Four Lakes in Lisle, and mentioned that the laundry machine thing ate my money and I needed money so I could try to do it again. And next day she comes over and tells my mom that she saw a video of me fucking in the laundry room that has a glass window when I'm never home. I literally spend all my days either with my man or hiding at the library because I don't want to be yelled at and told me I'm nothing all the time. It's easier just to stay there until it closed, go home, eat dinner, and go to sleep. That's my typical day when I lived with her. I went to college where I finally realized I was trans. When I got out of my coma, they told me I was intersex and informed me about that and why I felt the way I did. And then after being with him for a year, we decided to move to Florida to kind of get a fresh start, where my mom decided to send me, which she thought was going to be an oasis for us, where they wanted us, after a while, wanted us to fuck them for rent because we couldn't find a job right away. After that is when my registration was up, and it was passed because I never did anything wrong. And once that was over, I was really happy because I was able to live my life again, away from my mom, because I never was really allowed to live my life. I spent most of my life trying to hide and act like I didn't exist. The only time I felt normal was that when I was at school and no one ever treated me badly. They kind of called me the Lady Gaga of the school because I knew who I was and I didn't give a shit about what people thought, even though I really did. In college, I used to have music that sat on the pocket of my backpack from my phone blasting, so I didn't have to hear people make fun of me, so that I could just walk to my class, and my teachers loved me because I got all A's and that I was good in English. And I always had good topics to talk about. I've officially been with him for 4 years now. And it's just rough. I don't want people to make him feel bad for wanting to be with me. I don't want anyone to feel bad for wanting to be with someone like me. And, it's hard because most of these people get a misconception of what we are and who we are. It's not a choice. Just because you feel like you don't get the attention you deserve as a man doesn't mean that you should transition. It just means you haven't found the right person yet. Being trans is something that you're born with. It's someone that immediately knows there's something wrong with them. And you're not really complete until after you fix that. And it's not really a surgery or a soul thing. It's more of the fact that you're uncomfortable in the skin that you're in. And disgracing people because they're trying to figure out who they are isn't right. I've been through a lot, as you can see. I even have agoraphobia, which is the reason why I don't leave the house. I have a fear of being outside. I don't like being in public because people treat me like shit or they look at me and give me weird looks. It's fine when they give me good looks because then, I feel good about myself for a little bit. But I don't like being outside. It freaks me out. It makes me irritable. So when I do it, I have to do it for either to get money or to get food. But I usually don't come out of the house for a while. Or ever, really. So, don't talk about people and think it doesn't hurt them. Because at the end of the day, somebody talked about you or your child. Would you seriously be okay with them treating them the way you treat us? Because, for all you know, one of your kids could be us. So, respect the people that are around. Love the people that you're friends with. Because at the end of the day, nothing gets better unless you help us get better. We may try to make ourselves stronger. Sticks and stones don't hurt, but words do. Alright, that's the end of this video. So, I hope you guys like this little rant I had and little dip into my life for a minute. This is an emotional story time for me, and a little bit of a rant. So, a little depressed right now. I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to comment down below if you like this video, if you want to hear more like this. And don't forget to subscribe, because if you're watching my videos, why aren't you subscribing? And don't forget the bell button, because you get a notification every time I do a video. I usually do a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Alright, and you can watch more videos like this one right now.